So, your goal with distributive negotiations is to distribute a fixed amount of resources. So the point is to claim as much of the bargaining range as you possibly can. It's also called a win-lose or a zero sum. So the more that one side gets of the bargaining range, the less the other has. So you're dancing between your reserve point and their walkway point. But you want to get as close to your target as possible. In order to get an upper hand in the bargaining process, you want to learn as much as you can about your opponent. Because your bargaining power is based on how well you know them, their target, their reservation point, and their BATNA, best alternative to negotiation agreement. You want to have more preparation so that you make better decisions. You want to share as little of your wants and opportunities as possible, but you want to know all of theirs. This type of negotiation is typically seen kind of aggressive by most people, but because most parties are focused on like the differences and not really the best way for each of them to get a deal. You want to have a strong BATNA because it will prevent the opponent from gaining like a strong hold on the negotiation and be able to manipulate it how they want it. So do not reveal your reservation point, but like revisit it and make sure it's exactly what you want. And there's two reasons that you would say it. You either say it because if you're running out of time and it's better to have a deal than just walk away with nothing. Or if you have an amazing BATNA and can be aggressive. When you reveal your reservation point or BATNA, it needs to be true. You can't just make something up just because you want to, because it's not ethical and lies do catch up to you. Be prepared to make the first offer because it gives you an anchor. You just want to be careful. You don't want to set the bar too low and lose more of the pie than you want to, or don't set it too high, then you'll just make the other party hostile. It should be balanced so you don't insult them, but you don't want to reveal the bargaining space too much. And don't make an offer just like using a range, just make an offer. Be patient because the counteroffer won't happen as quickly as you probably expect. But don't change your offer because then it just looks like you look weak and you're changing your mind. If another party makes an offer first, you want to counteroffer immediately. You want to have that prepared before time because then you just kind of ignore the other opponent's initial offer because then it gives you the anchor instead. With concessions, you want to have that all planned in advance. And so like when one side gives some, the other side gives some, and just kind of goes back and forth. You don't want to give bigger concessions than them. You want to use the grid model, which is a gradual reduction in tension. So you start with a hard stance, you give small concessions, and then you give bigger concessions. So you look more generous. And this is all best played out in like a back and forth game in the sense of you give, they give, and just kind of back and forth. And you don't want to fall for the even split ploy because it's like they're likely to get more than you, and it's just accepting it suggests that you have been like unfair with them until now. But if you do agree, you want to agree as a sign of good faith and ask for something extra in return. You want to think about that beforehand. Concession points have different reference points depending on who makes them because it just depends on what you guys can offer. So the overall message is be prepared.